There was once a rich man who dressed in the most expensive clothes and lived in great luxury every day. There was also a poor man named Lazarus, covered with sores, who used to be brought to the rich man's door, hoping to eat the bits of food that fell from the rich man's table. Even the dogs would come and lick his sores. The poor man died and was carried by the angels to sit beside Abraham at the feast in heaven. The rich man died and was buried. On the heights where he was in great pain, he looked up and saw Abraham far away with Lazarus at his side. So he called out, "Father Abraham, take pity on me and send Lazarus to dip his finger in some water and cool my tongue, because I am in great pain in this fire." But Abraham said, "Remember, my son, that in your lifetime you were given all the good things, while Lazarus got all the bad things. But now he is enjoying himself here, while you are in pain. Besides all that, there is a deep pit lying between us, so that those who want to cross over from here to you cannot do so, nor can anyone cross over to us from where you are." The rich man said, "Then I beg you, Father Abraham, send Lazarus to my father's house, where I have 5 brothers. Let him go and warn them, so that they, at least, will not come to this place of pain." Abraham said, "Your brothers have Moses and the prophets to warn them. Your brothers should listen to what they say." The rich man answered, "That's not enough, Father Abraham. But if someone were to rise from death and go to them, then they would turn from their sins." Abraham said, "If they will not listen to Moses and the prophets, they will not be convinced even someone were to rise from death." The Gospel of the Lord. My dear brothers and sisters in Christ Jesus, our judgment on the last day depends upon the life that we live today. It is very clearly said in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 25 and verse 40. Jesus says, "I tell you, whenever you did this for one of the least important of these brothers of mine, you did it to me." Keeping this in mind, and when we reflect on today's gospel reading, we may understand why this rich man has to suffer after his death. When we read the gospel reading of today's about this rich man, to our surprise, we know he is a good man to an extent. So to say, first of all, he did not do any harm to the so-called the poor man Lazarus. He did not do any harm to him. And he was a good brother to his other brothers. He had a good relationship with them. He was so concerned about his brothers. an extent, he was asking Abraham to send somebody to them and instruct them so that they may change their lives and they may not come to this pain which he was going through. He was, to an extent, is a good man. But what he lacked was, he failed to see there is someone who is very poor, who is suffering, who is in need. There is no one to love him. There is no one to support him. There is no one to care for him. But this rich man did not see all this. He could not see beyond himself, beyond his comforts, beyond his needs. He failed to do this. Therefore, we read from James' letter of St. James, chapter 4 and verse 17. It reads, "Therefore to him who knows to do good and does not do it, to him it is sin. Therefore to him who knows to do good and does not do it, to him it is sin." My dear brothers and sisters in Christ Jesus, Lent is not a season just looking at ourselves, looking at our own growth. Rather, look at others. Those who are in pain, those who are suffering, those who are wounded. What am I going to do for them? The gospel is expecting us to do little that we can do for them. Just look at them, care for them, love them, do a little things that we can do for them. Then, once again we read from Gospel of St. Matthew, chapter 5, 34. When we do this one, what happens? "Come, you that are blessed by my Father, come and possess the kingdom which has been prepared for you ever since the creation of the world." Yes, we become the blessed by our Father. Therefore, use this season, use this time, as Jesus said, "You love one another as I have loved you." We have experienced this love from Jesus, and let us share this love to one another.